review time. Hey there guys, this is Matthew from DTTTTTTTTTTTTT. Hey guys, this is Matthew from Too Many T's podcast, and I'm here doing a Transformers review. Today, we're going to be taking a look at Transformers, Generations, Titans Return, Leader Class, Autobot, Blaster, and Twin Cast. So let's real quick, we'll take a look at the box, get this thing out of the way. Here you have the box. It's pretty big. Can't even fit the whole thing in frame without having to raise this camera up, which would require another cardboard box, but I used all my cardboard boxes. What's cardboard? I don't know. Anyways, you see on the front of the package we got this little bit of art with Blaster's head coming up. That's Twin Cast. But the problem with this is this area is not attached to the head, so this isn't accurate. You got the Hasbro logo, iDaddy 8+, Transformers Generations, half an Autobot logo there, continues on to the side. Also on the side, we got that same bit of art that you can sort of see, if I angle this just right. Oh, also, this is a triple changer, which means he has 3 modes: Autobot mode, vehicle mode, vehicle mode, Autobot mode, vehicle mode, vehicle mode, and Autobot mode. On this side of the box, you got the Generations logo. On the bottom of the box, you got some legal crap, and also you got this bit. It says, works with Compatible Avec, Compatible Cone, and Compatible Com, B7771 Ast, Autobot Rewind, and Autobot Stripes, Authentic Transformers, legal crap, barcode, top of the box, Generations logo. And on the back, you got this bit that says that the figure head is compatible with Deluxe, Voyager, and Leader figures. So you could take your Twin Cast, stick it in Loudmount's vehicle, stick it on Blur, stick it on Sentinel, stick it on Power Master Prime. None of the Leader class Power Master Prime, you wouldn't even be able to tell, because he's got real shadow behind his helmet. So as you can see, our 3 modes will be this thing, which I don't know what that is because I'm a millennial. Base mode, robot mode, head mode, robot mode. And then you got a little bit of read up on Blaster. What am I sitting on? On Blaster, as you can see, 2 decode encrypted Decepticon transmissions. Autobot Blaster links with his Titan Master partner Twin Cast. Twin Cast is a walking cipher, a bot with the most advanced cryptography programming in the universe. He may be small, but he's one of the most powerful Autobot weapons. So that's the box. Now let's take a look at the figure. Here's Blaster in his vehicle mode. I don't know why I'm calling it a vehicle mode. It's got no wings, it's got no wheels. This is something that is apparently referred to as a Boombox. I was born in 2000, so I don't know what a Boombox is. But it's got some circle things here that are maybe speakers. It's got this button, which it's got a tape deck, I guess. And then it's got this thing, which I guess is a cassette tape, but it's got a play button. I guess cassette tapes have play buttons now. We'll take a look at this a little bit later. Mostly in base mode, a little bit in robot mode. On the side, you got just some black stuff. On the back, you got the gun, which if you wanted to, you could turn, and from the front, it looks a little bit like an antenna. Also on the back, we've got a little bit of an interesting here. Taking the gun off and throwing that to the side. You can see there's all these little holes and stuff in the figure. This right here will actually fit a USB male and the male thing part, male to female, you know how USB works. So you could take any cord with the USB on it, and you can focus your camera, and then right under the serial number, you could just stick that in there. Now you got a USB cord in your boombox for some reason. Right next to that, little interesting feature, there's this small hole which will fit, I think this is 3.5 millimeters. It'll fit a headphone jack. So you could stick headphones in your fake boombox. And then this here is a power thing. If I had a power thing that would fit in there, I'd stick it in there, but I don't. And I think these are supposed to be some kind of fan things, but I'm not entirely sure. So that's kind of cool. Nice attention to detail. Absolutely useless, but nice to have nonetheless. Anyways, let's get on to a couple of quick size comparisons. First, we're going to size compare him to Brainstorm. Now, this is the Comic-Con version of Brainstorm. I'm going to do a review on this box set at some point, but as you can see, he's longer than Brainstorm. Including wingspan, not quite as tall as Brainstorm, technically. Or, they're not as wide as Brainstorm, maybe about the wideness of it without the wingspan. And much taller than Brainstorm. And then we've also got, it's an orange Astro Train, also known as Sentinel Prime. They're roughly the same length. Maybe Blaster's actually like not even an inch longer. Even without the addition of the wingspan, Sentinel is a tiny bit thicker than, or wider than this guy is. And Blaster is definitely a lot taller. Now, since we're done with that, let's move on to the transformation. Now, I mentioned the base mode earlier, but I'm going to skip that and come back to it, because I got a little bit to talk about there. Instead, let's do the part where I have a little less to talk about, robot mode. First step you're going to do is you're going to flip down these speaker panels. Then you're going to want to detach the whole lower assembly bit. And this is kind of an interesting bit. What you're going to want to do is basically, this is on an accordion joint, which is like a double hinge joint, so you're going to want to sort of accordion that out, I guess, and then you're going to want to accordion this bit out here, so that you've extended the leg. Next step, just hinge that all down on the ratchet, fold this over, and then the speaker panel will just split right in half, and that'll fold around and form that thing. Then you're just going to want to take the toe out, straighten this all out, turn it around. What I like to do just for posing is move this bit forward one click, and then move it back one click at the knee, and then one click out. Same process here. Just accordion, snap that in, rotate this all around, clip this in here, flip out the toe, rotate the leg around, one click forward, one click back, straighten out the foot, one click out. Now you can see we basically got the figure done, except for that we don't, because we still have to do the arms and put the head on. So for the arms it's pretty simple. You just lower them down, flip the hands out, and what I like to do is hinge this part one back and then four forward here. I just think it looks a little more natural. And then spread them out one, sort of rotate them in. Kind of got like a little good stance there. Then you're going to want to flip this back. And I'm real quick just going to stop this, raise my camera, and then come back. Okay, so next step is... No, that's not right. That's not what we want right now. This is what we want. So, once you got all this together and straightened out, you straightened out the feet, what you're going to want to do is just pop open the chest plate and then take this out, right? I'm going to take this out. So, I'm going to take this a little bit off. This is twin cast. I guess real quick I could show them off. Just going to focus the camera. The autofocus is the worst. It doesn't work 50% of the time. Okay, so you can see this is basically, it's just a tiny version of Blaster. See, he's got like the little cassette thing there, tape deck bit, which would have been nice in yellow, but hey, it's not that bad. This is a little thing. It's got the, I don't know how well this is picking up, but you got little speakers there. A little head that kind of looks like the blaster head. And then he's got big face on his back syndrome, which is most common in Tanzania. So you're just going to fold this up like that. You got your head. Gonna plug the head on. Stick this back in, making sure this bit is out. And then the last step is you're gonna open up this back panel. This is not focused. Just grab this little visor bit out. You can close that back panel up now. And then this bit's kind of cool. You want to focus? You got like some little tabs right there on the back of the helmet, which just sort of go into these little slots on the back of the legs, and then you just fold that over, and that's Blaster. So now you just need to stick on the gun, and that's it. And this is a pretty good figure. It's a little big. I don't know what scale he was in the original cartoon, because I haven't watched much of the original cartoon, and I can't remember how big he was in the movie, but this is pretty good. His legs are a little hollow, just due to the way he was transformed, but you can probably tell just based on the transformation, but I don't mind so much. It looks alright from the outside. I really like this because they made it look like he's got the little speakers on the front of his legs like he did in the G1 cartoon, which I do know some stuff about the G1 cartoon, just not a lot. I know that this is, according to some people, this is more based off the toy than the cartoon. But anyways, in terms of articulation, he's pretty good. He's got a rotation at the head, which you can't look up and down just due to the way he transforms. Ratchet here for in and out movement. Ratchet here for up and down. Mushroom peg swivel at the upper arm. Good elbow. The hands can move in and out, do the transformation. Ratchet for forward and back, and for in and out. Mushroom peg here. Ratchet at the knee. The foot can move back a little bit and forward a little bit. Ankle tilt, you can actually move it out a decent amount and in quite a bit more. What's real nice is they got these little panel things here, so it kind of looks like it's unfolding a bit or just stretching some. And then these little flaps here will move out of the way to allow for the legs to move forward more. Now I have had some loose parts, some kind of looseness issues with some of these. Some of the joints are a little loose, like the this mushroom peg's a little looser than this one. Not a lot, just a little. This hand's kind of loose, so I'm like trying to wiggle the gun out. You see, the hand will wiggle too. Whereas with this one, the hand doesn't move quite as easily. This ratchet here is kind of loose. See? Whereas if I like hold it here, this one isn't as loose. It moves a little bit just because I'm like shaking it. And yeah, that's doesn't have a hip rotation, which is unfortunate, but just because of the way he's transformed, it wouldn't have been super easy to work that in. And so yeah, that's basically it for the robot mode. Now I'll just do a couple quick size comparisons. Here he is with Deluxe Brainstorm. As you can see, he scales pretty nice. Brainstorm goes up to about his waist, I guess. And here he is with Orange Astrotrain. If you could stand up properly for me, Orange Astrotrain. Orange Astrotrain looks to go up to a little above his elbow. About a head above his elbow, even. And then just because I have it on hand, here he is with a Bionicle. Now, since we're done with all this, let's go ahead and get Blaster transformed into his base mode. Now, to get Blaster into his base mode, first thing you're going to want to do, just take the head out. Gonna open up that back panel, stuff the visor helmet thing back down in there. Lift up the handle. Gonna take this out, set that off to the side, and we're gonna pop out the gun. Next step is you're gonna want to rotate the arms up like this. Fold in the hands first. I don't know if you can even see that, but you're going to want to rotate the arms up so they're in this position. Make sure the elbows are bent at about 4 clicks on the ratchet joint. Flip out the guns. I just angle them down because this one's real floppy. Another QC issue I have with my figure. A lot of people have that issue, actually. Move the legs back into their normal position. Rotate them around. Flip these open. Fold in the toe. Accordion that bit up, the leg into the torso, or the lower leg into the upper leg, or the upper leg into the lower leg, and then fold in the foot, rotate that up. Same thing over here. Make sure everything is rotated and aligned properly. Oh, you don't need to fold in the feet. These are going to be part of the back wall assembly thing. Flip out these little ramps here. Straighten everything out so that it rests flat on your table or your carpet or whatever you have that's a flat surface. Flip up these little speakery things or whatever they are. These little bits of technology. Then I want to pop the tape deck back open again. There's some panels in here made out of clear plastic. Just fold these up. You can fold the one in the back down again. That's going to act as like a seat for twin cast. Pop it. Just tab that on up there. And now the gun, you have a few different places you can put it. There are 2 holes up on the cassette tape thing, whatever that is. There's a little hole right there that it can peg into and a hole right there. What I like to do is just sort of peg it in. There's another hole in here. So I like to just sort of peg it in there. Have it like this is just a little main control panel thing. Lastly, you just want to unfold twin cast so that he's in his sitting position. And then just rest him right in there. See, that's like a little targeting thing, and he's got that. And so that's basically your base mode. Now, of course, you can use this. You can interact with other Titans return figures. You can put Blaster there, basically on like a helipad. It works better with the smaller ones, so if you have like, I don't remember, Terrible, I think, turns into like a helicopter. You could put him there. And then, of course, you could take Titan Masters, any Titan Masters. And then there are some little pegs that the Titan Masters have holes in their feet, so you can peg them on in anywhere that there's a peg. There are a couple pegs there, 1 peg there and there, pegs there, peg in there, which is meant to be used when the handles flip down, so basically just in robot mode. 3 pegs here and 3 pegs here. So you can see, you just peg it right into the foot, and then there you go. You got a little Tesla or Arcana figure right in there too. And that'll work with any one of the Titan Masters. So you could take a your Infinitus, stick him right up here. If you can get it lined up just right, you can stick Infinitus up here, or anyone, obviously. Unfortunately, he's the hardest to peg on, and these are the hardest pegs to put anywhere, but you can peg him in right up here. And you just basically fill this up like a little city. Now, it looks alright. My biggest problem with this is that it looks a bit like a stage, which I understand, because, you know, Blaster, Boombox, tape deck, music, etc. But to me, a base isn't a stage. A stage is where you do music, not defense. Now, quickly, we're going to do a couple of size comparisons. Firstly, you already saw him with Brainstorm. Scale's alright. I like having... What I would like to do is like get one of the smaller Titan Master sets. You just have like a little helicopter or something right there, because this looks a bit like a helipad to me. This looks a little big, but it looks alright. And then, just pulling into the station, we have Astro Train in his train mode. Orange Astro Train in train mode. And he's real long. He's a lot longer than the base mode. Now I'm comparing these two because this is technically the third mode, and this is also technically the third mode of the two respective figures. But if you want to see what he looks like in comparison to Orange Astro Train in his Astro mode, here it is. Alright, now on to my problems with I like to use a bit of a fan transformation. Now this is one that I saw online, but it's a slightly modified version. Normally they will lower this half down, but I like lowering this part down. Just to me it looks a little better. So, to do the fan transformation, we're gonna use twin cast, I guess. I got it. Nearly lost our head there. I hate myself. Anyways, we're just going to set twin cast off to the side now, and by off to the side, I mean right by the camera. Now we're going to lower this down and rotate it forward. You got to do that at the same time, because otherwise it won't rotate down or lower down all the way. Flip this down, this little thing on the side, so it works as like a ladder. What I like to do is I like to sort of move these in to form like kind of angular walls, give it a little more shape, rather than just having them kind of stick out. Got to sort of use that as a balancing part right there. And then sort of fold this up so it looks like a little ramp going up there. And then you can just take twin cast, stick him right on back in there. So, this is my preferred base mode. It looks more like a base, it looks more like something that you would be defending than the stage. Overall, I like this look a lot better. And it's a pretty decent size, too. And if it just balance for a little bit. And it's just a little bit bigger than a deluxe. Unfortunately, I don't have another leader figure to compare it to, because this is the only leader figure I have from the Titans Return wave, but it's pretty decent size. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed my unusual brand of comedy, then you should check out the podcast, the DTTT podcast. We talk about Transformers news, Marvel Legends news, Lego news, and we just sort of, at the end, kind of start talking about whatever comes to mind, and then we do usually a dreamwave of action figures, be it Marvel, DC, foreign dictators, or fast food mascots in some cases. Check out my channel, link will be in the description. Check out my co-host Ian's channel, link for that will also be in the description. Check out Ian's review of the Marvel Legends Ultimate Spider-Man figure. Thank you guys for watching. Do whatever you do if you like a channel. And I'll see you in another life.